Well, it's really great to have Arin here because I've talked about his movie so much and haven't heard him talk about it very much. Okay, so Arin, tell us in 2 sentences what the movie is about. Because I have my 2 sentences. I want to know your 2 sentences.
Okay. Well, Four-Eyed Monsters refers to the entity of a couple. So it's an autobiographical, recreated story about the real-life situation of how Susan, my co-director, and I met on the internet. Stalking ensued. And then we ended up in a relationship, ultimately making this film together about a really bizarre aspect of how we started our courtship, which was that we made a rule to never speak to each other, but to only communicate through artistic mediums as some bizarre experiment. And that ended up being the topic of the film, the results of what that was like.
Okay, so when did the podcast start?
I guess the video podcast started as an idea originally with these 4 video blogs we did at our second festival, South by Southwest. There were these just little daily updates. We would reset the computers in the South by Southwest computer lounge to foureyeedmonsters.com. So you'd sit down and check your email, and it would say South by Southwest Day 1. And people were like, what? That was yesterday. And this was 2005, and it wasn't really that common to put up videos of things that are happening in real time on the internet. So people started watching those at the festival, and because it wasn't our premiere, we weren't by default getting any publicity, but because of that, we started to. So the video podcast was something that we wanted to take that similar approach to, but in an environment larger than South by Southwest, in a sort of worldwide environment.
Okay, so tell us about how the sort of episodes unfolded, over what time, how you built the sort of RSS feed list or whatever, however you were getting it to people.
We noticed that in iTunes, which at the time there was a lot of interest in podcasting, there was no videos, though, in iTunes. No, they weren't selling movies, no TV shows, nothing. But somehow these Rocket Boom videos were showing up as a podcast. So it was some sort of glitch or something with iTunes that it was able to do that. So I started thinking that probably they were preparing for iPods to begin to be able to play back video. That was the only logical assumption. And I thought that this idea of doing a video blog should actually be a video podcast. And so we decided to contact IndieWire and let them know that we actually are doing a video podcast, and we're really hyped up about this new ability, and we think it could be a great tool for filmmakers to get content immediately to their audience. It's through the subscription kind of regularly, a reliable audience basically. And so they did a whole story about it, and other blogs picked it up, and it really kind of helped these initial episodes. That the first one also kind of ended in cliffhangers, and it really kind of helped us sort of start to get momentum with the independent film world, but also the technology world that were sort of swarming around it. Then we realized, though, that we actually should get the film out, because we were just building this sort of online series show, and so we decided, okay, we got to get this thing out there.